Hey, it's Richie and Wes.
He's Richie.
And he's Wes.
And this is our show. Number one comment this week on our social media, and asked if our audience liked the more personal stories we've been doing and the more personal touch. Don't do a podcast at all. There's already way too many podcasts. Podcasts aren't even entertaining. They're not unique, and they're all trash.
Okay, well.
Well, you got that right, because we are trash.
Exactly. We said that from day one, so the joke's on you, sir.
Do people think this hurts us?
It really doesn't.
It does not.
This falls right into my first story, actually. Because we pissed off, the Swifties? Who else did we piss off?
Oh, remember that time all those crazy Olivia Rodrigo
Oh, yes, that's
fans
right.
came
You
after
started
me?
that shit.
Yes, I sure did. I would do it again.
Well, child, the Barbs are after my ass. All because of a screen-recorded video that I recorded from Dish Nation, which is a...
Hold on, I gotta close the window.
Okay.
Keep going with your story. That's fine.
Sorry
about the microphone.
Dish Nation, if you haven't heard of it, it's this big, like a segment show, basically, entertainment show, what we do, but on a bigger scale, on YouTube, in an actual studio, with the whole city facing the background, stationed in Atlanta. Debrat the rapper's on there, Tamar Braxton is on there.
So, like, if we weren't a shit show and
pretty much
had it together.
and had a budget, yes. Yeah. And they have this personality on there. His name is Gary. He's like an older, I want to say probably late 50s, early 60s gay man. He's hilarious. Well, they were talking about the Met Gala and everything, and then they were talking about Ice Spice and her best friend are having a falling out, and Nicki Minaj is involved because the girl leaked some text messages about Ice Spice talking shit about Nicki Minaj. And the brat's like, Nicki has other things to be worried about than these two girls, blah, 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 blah. And then Gary came out like, yeah, should she be keeping her husband out of jail? I will show you the clip after the show. It's Tamar looks to the side. The brat looks to the left. The two straight men on the panel are just like silent, and production is echoing in laughter from behind the scenes, Some shit is hilarious when production breaks character and you can hear them clearly.
Oh.
And she's like, no, but like that was like in the past. She's like, isn't he a pedophile? I thought it was hilarious.
I mean, it's not hilarious that he's a pedophile, but it's hilarious that people try to push that down. And when someone's like, what?
Yeah,
that's the truth. That's the fact. That's
oh, yeah. So I saw this an hour after it aired last night at like 9 p.m. I posted it. My followers were like laughing around about it. I wake up this morning at 5 a.m. because I've been waking up. I fall asleep, and I don't know what it is, at midnight or 12:30 at night, and I wake up at 5 or 5:30, literally on the dot, every fucking morning, and I can't go back to sleep till like 10 in the morning. It's hell. I hate it. And that'd be different if I was like stressed out from work or was,
right. Or like doing something.
Doing something. I'm doing nothing right now. I'm on unemployment.
Like I'm unemployed. Let me sleep.
I'm like, let me fucking have a full night's sleep. Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
You're taking a sabbatical. Let's reframe this.
Yes, I actually am. I'm taking a life resurgence, much needed time off for myself after working very hard and strenuously for 21 years of my life. So, actually,
and in the nightlife.
Oh my God, 27 years of my life I've been working. Oh my God, I've been working a long time. Anyhow.
Since we were 5.
Right. Since I was negative 15. Oh my God. Well, the Barbs all wake up at the same time, apparently. They all hatch out of their eggs.
And they're on East Coast time, so
yes.
They've had time to coordinate.
It started off with a couple of tweets. And I already told myself, because, I'm prone to go viral a lot of times. If this goes, I'm just going to do what I normally do, because you think I give a fuck? I mute that conversation the second I saw people screenshotting my picture and calling me ugly. To which, the funny thing is that when people do that, my followers, or even people that don't follow me, like, it doesn't really work when people aren't ugly.
Like, girl, you were
like you can't really. someone was like, bitch, he was a model. And like, you can't really say, and I'm not even that confident about myself, but to see people be like,
Yes.
girl, come on. Like, I was like, okay. I was like, oh God, the Barbs have found me. I put like someone like pouring tears in their eyes in a water bottle. And it's like, time to mute this shit or whatever. I guess it was still going on. And I had to, my followers were tagging me to like, oh my God, Richie, the Barbs are scrambling for reads left and right. And it's not looking good for them. One of them was spamming my random posts of mine, not like that weren't muted, and it was all in caps. It was like, we're going to sue you for slander and defamation. Delete your Dish Nation tweet. And it was repeated. Delete your Dish Nation tweet. I was like, oh my God, this is hilarious.
How are they going to sue you for posting a video?
Like I'm on the show.
We'd say worse than that if you were on the show.
I would have with my whole chest. I was dying, cracking up. Yeah, people were just like, bitch, they're still going. I posted the gif of like the person on the bus just like talking to themselves and the camera pans over, there's no one there. They're talking to a padded wall at this point because I'm not replying to them, which is going to make them even more pissed off. They just want a reaction. I'm like, that shit's muted. I don't have notifications on for Twitter. So they're really just fighting and talking to themselves at this point. I'm not deleting shit.
No.
At all. Oh, but you know what? You know who did delete something? Because I am a justice warrior on Twitter a lot.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I don't like is people making fun of people unwarranted.
Yeah.
This lady posted this caption and said, "I'm going to call the police." She was in an airport, and I will show you the picture. Tell me what you see that could be possibly wrong with this picture. Okay. I'm going to describe the picture to everyone.
Yeah.
It is a man in a backpack and a jacket, joggers, sneakers, minding his business.
Yeah. This looks like...
Looks cute, looks clean.
Yeah. Traveling
It's
outfits.
because he wasn't wearing all matching labels. He has a New Balance jacket, Adidas track pants, Nike shoes, and a North Face backpack. And she really thought that this was going to go over well. Almost immediately, everyone is like, girl, what are we supposed to be looking at? And then someone's like, are you serious? It's about the brands he's wearing, blah, blah, blah. Like, and
That's
then,
the last thing
and she went viral. Like, it was like,
yeah.
10,000
blew up in the wrong way. Blew up in her face.
And some people were like, yeah, if I'm wearing Adidas track pants, I'm going to be wearing it. And I was like, girl, this is a plane runway, not a fashion runway. We are trying to get from point A to point B.
Everything matches. It looks fine.
Like, he looks fine. Well, why I didn't do this earlier? Because I'm a detective. But I don't like bashing women normally. For some reason, when I woke up before the fucking sun came up this morning, I was all, let me look at what this bitch looks like. And she's a cute girl. But you know me, I'm Detective Don. I notice things.
Richie's on the case.
It took 2 pictures of a swipe for me to see that she's wearing a fake YSL bag with, a Louis Vuitton watch.
Girl.
Oh, but you're talking about people matching and you're out and about and trying to make a statement. Not only that, the watch is fake, and I pinpointed that out. So I called her ass out this morning with receipts of what an actual Louis Vuitton monogram tambour design watch is supposed to look like compared to what she was doing. And it started getting traction. 15 minutes later, she shut off the comments.
Mm-hmm.
5 minutes later, she deleted the tweet.
I see people do that all the time. They comment on something on Instagram, and then about 5 replies later, they cut off their replies.
But it's not going their way.
We see you.
Mm-hmm.
We see you. Girl,
use the mute function like I did with that post, because I'm not taking shit down. If I said something, I said something. I'm going to sue you for... Sue me for what? I mean, Dish Nation, if you want to give me a job,
right?
It is a package deal.
Yeah.
If you need
There's 2 of us.
There are 2 rotating seats, so if you need someone, we'll fly to Atlanta.
He goes viral, I'll give you a bite.
Exactly. There we go.
Oh, that's how nepotism works.
It really is.
You have to have friends. I'm just going to
yes.
ride your coattails.
Everyone's on the Nepo baby situation. It's like, no, Nepo friends do work as well. We are a package deal.
Please, keep popping off on
we
Twitter.
We do things separately, but at the end of the day, the show is a package deal.
Keep getting all the attention, because when they offer you the reality show, I know I'm coming along.
Absolutely. Even as a friend of at first, because that's what they do on Bravo.
That's true.
You bring a friend on, even if you're one of the main cast members, and then you make a big enough impact, and then you get a peach or a diamond or whatever city you're in. Here in WeHo, if we had a Real Housewives of WeHo or Real Gays of WeHo, it'd probably be a rainbow dildo or a butt plug that you're holding up.
Perfect. Well, speaking of nepotism, wait, is it nepotism if you hire your own wife? I guess that's not quite nepotism. I'm sure Blake Lively is a Nepo baby in some way if we did a moment of research.
Yes.
Apparently, this is a terrible segue. Apparently, Blake Lively is going to be playing Lady Deadpool in Deadpool 3.
How did I miss that?
It is a lot of speculation at this point, because I don't even know that the character is confirmed for the movie yet. But astute fans have picked up on variant costumes, blah, 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 and that would make the most sense.
Yeah.
In fact, I am more intrigued by Blake Lively potentially playing Lady Deadpool than I am in watching Deadpool 3. And before you come for me, I just feel like, I know I've said this before.
You have.
I just feel like those movies are so juvenile. Like, they're so juvenile.
They are. That's also the point, but yeah.
I guess that is the point, and it fits the character, blah, blah, blah.
I still haven't seen the second one, but
I think the second one's a little smarter than the first.
Okay, that's good. I will
say that.
Okay, so there's some evolution then.
Yeah, no, it definitely...
There's some growth. That's good.
I think it is a little smarter than the first one. It had some more elements going on. I like that they're putting all these other characters in there. I think that's really fun, because the second one had Cable, and it had like a bunch of other people in there. So I think that's really fun. And this one's going to do the same thing by having Wolverine come back.
Yeah.
All that stuff. So I do like that. I do think that's fun. I don't know. Ryan Reynolds he is he's very attractive.
He is. He's getting more and more plain to me, though. I really feel the more I get older, the people I used to swoon over, I'm just like, meh.
It's just, here's my thing with him. And good for him for being a writer and doing his thing. Like, he is a fucking smart guy.
And definitely came out from Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place.
And a creative, creative person. He's written these movies. He's pitched different movies. He's doing a lot of things. I just don't understand why he has played the exact same character for 20 years 100%. And gotten away with it.
Yes.
Give us something different.
Absolutely. Even Jim Carrey got rid of the slapstick comedy and gave us some range, some serious range. Even Melissa McCarthy.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Melissa McCarthy is super talented. And a writer as well.
Niecy Nash.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I have to give it up to her. She definitely...
Hell, Queen Latifah.
Oh,
the
Queen
list
Latifah
is just
very
a
smart.
jack of all spades.
And she, I think has definitely set a blueprint for that echelon of
100%
of talent, for
sure.
and
reinventing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Amongst all genres. Like, it's crazy.
She is still making fucking bank because she's now like the Equalizer on network TV.
And she produces a shit ton of fucking TV shows, movies. Did you see her at the Met Gala?
Fucking good for her. I did. I was
with her partner.
Yes.
That they still will not confirm, which I love. Straight people don't have to fucking say that they're straight.
Right.
We ain't got to confirm a goddamn thing either. It's 2024.
They're together. They arrived as a couple.
Exactly. Looked amazing. Oof. One of the better looks of the night, because that was a questionable fucking Met Gala, but...
It always is, though. It always is.
This one was just like... I don't mind something being tacky and questionable. It was just boring in a lot of people. I'm like, oh my God, like.
I think people were too literal with
Yes.
the theme. And I know we've talked about the Met Gala many times and how ridiculous and over the top it is
Yes.
and, you know, all this money and blah, blah, blah. However, this event does support artists and fashion
Yes.
history and preserving
100%.
a lot of the costuming and clothing and things from, you know, hundreds of years ago that are still been preserved. So, like, that's not... I get it on the face of it, what it looks
Yes.
like, but the money that's generated from this event supports
A lot of things.
a lot of the
Yes.
fashion industry, like
100%.
stuff. So, okay. Plus, we gotta look at them. We gotta look at them. And we
Yes.
get to make our little judgments.
Oh,
And we
yes.
get to, you know, I just think it was way too literal this year. Even on Anna Wintour, it was like
Oh, yes.
just in a jacket with flowers on it. Like,
yeah,
okay.
like, come on now.
You know who I thought took it very literally but pulled it off though was what's his name? Daniel Levy.
Mm-hmm.
He had this beautiful
I loved it.
tuxedo, black tie, black tuxedo,
Yes.
but it had this flower pattern
And it
that
faded.
faded at the top
Yes.
into the black. Beautifully.
I made a joke saying that I'm sure that Shein and Fashion Nova is going to have a ripoff by this weekend.
I hope they do because I won't.
Because I want one. Never color, honestly.
That looked
That was good. Yes.
yeah, that was impeccable.
Yes.
Simple.
Yes. Bad Bunny looked really good.
Mhm.
In more ways than one, obviously.
I
But no, like I
mean,
love his
he's
outfit.
always
He's
looking
also
good.
really well dressed and takes risk with these things, which I think is great.
Yeah. I do think men especially should step it up a little bit in our
Yes.
modern times. Granted, the black tie event is a black tie event. You're never wrong for wearing a tuxedo. However, I will say if you have an astute eye, which I don't, but I do follow a couple of people on social media who
Yeah.
are like fashion historians and can tell you about the fit of the suit and why it works and why this person looks good and this
Yes.
person looks sloppy. And even though in my mind anyway, because I'm not a fashion person, like I just wear like all black all the time, sleeveless shirts, like
This is true.
literally. I mean, they're tailored sleeveless shirts, but
Yes.
I just buy sleeveless shirts and I wear black all the time. I can't see it or put it in my mind into
Mhm.
words, but when someone describes how, like, where the shoulders fit,
Mhm.
where the tailoring
Yeah.
is, then you can really appreciate the difference between a really good fit
Yes.
and one that's just someone wearing a tuxedo.
100%.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, I thought there were some really good ones. Who else did I think was really good? I can't remember.
Oh my
'cause they're
God,
starting to like blur in my
I
mind.
don't want
as,
to.
like, past events. Plus
I
my animals in.
can't.
So
Ah!
I definitely do enjoy though all the commentary on social media, all of the people who are so quick to turn around.
Yes.
Those memes, and I'm seeing the memes before I'm seeing the red carpet.
Oh my
So,
God. I love my favorite look of the night. Was Anok Yai, I believe. She's a model. And oh my God.
wait, is she the one with the butterfly?
No.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, that looks
It is.
painted on.
It's giving me Mystique,
Yes, as a
but it is
painted
just Swarovski's crystals and all. Like, look at that detailing.
Yeah.
Oof. And they had her and like a bunch of other models come out and they all had different little colors and they're all
Mhm.
kind of on the same theme. But the second she walked out, everyone was like, woo! Like they
girl.
went nuts. And it's all one piece down to the heel.
That's crazy.
Yes, that is.
There was someone who, and I can't remember who it was. I didn't write it down, but the adornment on the dress were butterflies. That as they moved, the butterflies moved.
Ooh.
It was really cool.
There was someone else that had like, I can't remember who it was, but they had hummingbird. Oh, it was Ella Fanning. It was amazing. There it is. Like, here it is. I already found it. It looks like two hummingbirds on her shoulders that are drinking out of water, but the water becomes her dress. I was
Wow.
like, that looks so cute. Love that. Doja Cat is my kind of troll.
She was a cat last year. No, that was
No, 2 years ago?
like
Maybe.
2 years ago.
She came with a long, wet t-shirt, and that was it. And the wetness she revealed was actually hair gel, because obviously water's going to dry up.
Right.
But all week long, she's been walking around with her creative designer. And one day which actually looked really fucking good, she was walking around the streets of New York in a halter top and a skirt. And I was like, oh, that looks really fucking cute. And then I realized it's saran wrap.
I love it.
I loved it. The next day she was walking around in literally a Cartier white towel, like that you would just get and wrap around you out of the shower. Love it. Another day she had a sheet just around her, draped, just walking through the streets of New York. She just doesn't give a shit, and that's my type of trolling to that type of event. I'm like, I'm not gonna be uncomfortable right now. I'm gonna make this as hammy and crazy as possible for no fucking reason.
I think that's what you've got to do.
Yes, I already paid all this
gotta-
fucking money and
yeah.
shit. Like I'm gonna wear what I want to wear and make it be fun.
You've got to be true to yourself. Although, bumping back to Blake Lively, who has had some astounding looks at the Met
Yes.
Gala, but I feel with her, it works for her because, like, she sort of embodies that. You know, just her whole, I don't know, something with
Mhm.
Blake Lively. I just want to like be friends with her. She makes cupcakes.
Right?
She always seems so classy and put together. And like, I
Yes.
know there's like a dirty side to her because there's no way you can be married
Oh,
to Ryan Reynolds and not
definitely.
have like some kind of like naughty sense of humor. So, but I feel like she is comfortable like that. Like, I don't feel like she's putting it on. I don't feel like it's too big for her. I feel like when
Mhm.
I see her in these ensembles that she brings out, I feel it suits her.
Yes.
Yeah.
We love her. You know who we don't love? Do you remember that Asian twink that made that YouTube video about naring his asshole and he labeled it a medical one and literally showed his hole on camera? Clearly as an attention stunt.
I have definitely blocked this episode out.
Okay, well, he does a lot of weird random shit. And the latest one, and I'm just going to show you.
Who is this? What is his handle?
His handle is The Coolest Kev. And the latest thing he's doing is trying on this foundation that black women have been mad at because it's extremely too dark. And this is what he's doing.
No.
Oh, yes. Oh,
now it
yeah, I
says
reported it.
different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I reported it. Yes. Doing full-on blackface with this
No.
foundation. And the first words out of his mouth are, the blacks have been really pissed about this foundation.
Girl,
Uh-huh.
please stop.
So now everyone's rallying around trying to get his whole account removed and demonetized.
It's only right.
Agreed.
You think
Like, I just don't know, and I've met some despicable people, but I've never met despicable attention-seeking people like that would just do whatever for attention. Just,
This is why I go away for months at a time to a place that
Right.
barely has Wi-Fi, so I can detach myself from the internet, because otherwise I am unfortunately chronically online. Thankfully, I did miss this or block it out. But
just happened this morning.
yeah,
But this did. That butthole thing happened months ago.
the lunacy of it, I can't think of words to describe how unnecessary it all is. Like, take it all down. Don't just ban TikTok. Ban
Right.
it all.
You're right, just
Just,
over it.
we don't deserve We don't deserve to have the internet anymore.
Just
What
a
the fuck?
Fucking mess.
It has truly gotten to people's heads. I think it's a psychological condition. I mean, obviously that's a very racist thing to do, but I also think that people doing weird shit online, the bad haircuts, cutting your own bangs, wearing a wig and pretending to cut your own bangs, doing there's a whole trend right now with especially like the Fitfluencers where they start to show another Fitfluencers video and then cut in saying how they're wrong. And there's all of this. It's lunacy. Like, this is seeped into people's brains like a little digital brainworm and just eaten away all of their fucking sense.
I just don't get it.
What was his fucking point?
I don't know, because you can't even tell. I mean, what's the point of you putting on this foundation made for dark-skinned black people on your extremely fair Asian skin to prove anything besides doing blackface on camera for attention?
People do arm swatches all the time. You want to show how dark it is? Okay.
Exactly. Like, it's...
But what's the point? Speaking of hating people, I've heard that Netflix might have cut this out, although I doubt it because it's been all over the internet.
What?
Kim Kardashian getting booed for like a full minute.
I saw that. Yeah,
at the Tom Brady roast. She could not get a word out. She did not tell a joke. They just booed her ass.
And then they took cracks at her throughout the night. And I will say,
that's to be expected.
I can't stand that woman, but it was like cracks about her vagina. And it was like, she looked a little uncomfortable. For a split second, I was like, okay, come on. Like, there are so many other things you can make fun of about her about.
Right. I mean, it was just, I get it with the Kardashians.
Yeah, so do I.
They also
we banned them from topics for a good 4.5 years.
For a very long time. I get it with them. Like, their brains have rotted too from being famous for so long. And they initially, I think, appealed to people just because it was three sisters who, yes, they lived in a great house in Calabasas or whatever, this sort of like celebrity adjacent at that point lifestyle, but it was more relatable because a lot of the episodes were just silly. Someone wore somebody's pants or fucking whatever. So I get why that initial appeal was there, and I know their whole thing has been to sort of up their glam and all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't hate... I just feel like hate is such a strong word.
Yeah.
It's just tiring.
Yes. And that's also why
very tiring.
That's also why I don't watch their show.
Right.
I don't support things that I don't like. I don't hate watch things.
People are allowed to watch whatever the fuck they want to watch.
I don't get hate watching something. There are enough clips online that don't support these people that you can just watch for free on Twitter, on Instagram.
And not only that, but if people like that, let them like it. I don't fucking care.
Yeah, but it's...
Also, I did used to hate watch The Hills just to see when they would cry.
Oh my God.
I know that's really
You're horrible. That's horrible.
I was under a lot of stress at the time. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
I did hate watch that show. Speaking of more hate online.
Oh, God, what?
The Superman costume reveal?
Oh, yes.
Has really brought out the negativity and nerd culture has really slipped into a place of
darkness and hatred and
what happened?
Extreme divisiveness, like,
when do we go from cheering for our heroes who are, representation of outcasts from society to slash everyman to slash, whatever, like they're supposed to represent all sorts of different parts of society. When do we go from like cheering these people on to and I've seen this from actually a couple of people that I follow, some nerds that I follow, going on and commenting and trolling on every single post about this costume and having to just let everybody know they don't like it.
I mean, throw the daggers at me. I've hated the Superman costume from Jump. I don't care. I've never liked that goddamn.
It's a dumb costume.
I've never liked that dumbass costume.
It
never
is a
fucking
stupid
liked
costume.
it. It's too goddamn bright. It's just so corny to me, and I've never liked
Always
it.
has been
I've
bad.
never liked any of the iterations of any type of suit. I've never liked them. Sorry. Go ahead, along with the barbs, attack me, hanging from the cross. I don't care.
It's terrible. The only good one was the black costume.
That
It
one
was
I
just
loved.
all, very
that
simple.
one looked cool.
Yes.
But the red with the white and the yellow, I'm just like, or the red with the blue and the yellow. It's
shorts
just
and the blue
and just
and
like
the
it looks so
gold and God, it's too
And to me,
much.
they never found a way to make it look cool like the Batman costumes. I didn't
No.
like the '60s Batman costume either. It was the
Right.
same damn thing in different colors.
Yeah,
but
it's too
then
much.
the '80s Batman and '90s Batman, I'm like, okay, cool. Now we're getting somewhere. This is kind of badass. Superman, I never got the badassness out of it. Yeah.
Right. And yet, I do not feel any need whatsoever, aside from this podcast,
No.
where we're, just being shitty for fun.
Exactly.
I don't see the need to go onto other people's posts
Right.
and bring their asses down, because some people are very excited about the Superman movie
Yes.
coming out. They, I think did as far as the image goes, showing he kind of puts one boot on at a time, while there's like all this havoc happening
Yeah.
behind him. Like I actually thought it was a interesting representation of the character. I don't think we've ever seen Superman like getting dressed before.
No, he goes to the fucking phone booths and bam, he's there.
Right. So, or he just like appears in a fucking cloud of smoke.
Exactly, yeah.
So, yeah, I thought it was a interesting, fresh sort of way to approach
Mm-hmm.
the character. Other than that, I do like the new animated one. There's a new animated
Oh,
one.
there
It's
is?
like
I can't keep
New
track
Superman
anymore.
or Superman Now or I don't know. There's a new animated one that's on HBO. The animation is really crisp
Okay.
and really clean. It looks really cool. The suit, I think, looks good in animation.
Okay, cool.
I think to make it a real life costume, it's very difficult to do. But when it's animated or in the comic books, I think it's fine. And this animated version is just very simple, sort of like, some, I don't know. I like what they've done with it,
Cute, okay.
but it also is sort of approaching it more of him being like the everyman and being a little more, I don't know, just a little fresh take on the
Mhm.
character. So I didn't mind the image overall, but wow! Were these people also critiquing the Met Gala? Because they have a lot of things to say about this costume.
It's just ridiculous.
Just wild. And what happened to our geeks? Like, what happened to them?
They're all mean girls. Oh my god, I think I even told you when I went to fucking Power Morphicon, the Power Rangers convention, in my 2017 armored up costume. I got a lot of pictures, met a lot of great people that I still follow to this day, and I'm never on Instagram. Some people were like, oh my god, I fucking hated that movie. I'm like, hi, nice to meet you too.
Wow.
The fuck? But your costume is really cool. Oh, okay. Thanks, I think. I didn't ask for a movie review.
Wow.
But I'm going to insert a movie review, and that was not planned, actually, into the show real quick. I have a new favorite movie.
What?
Abigail. Oh my god.
I feel
So,
like I've seen
If
this.
you've not heard about this movie, it just came out a couple weeks ago. Brand new. It's one of those movies where I was like, okay, this has... So basically, it's a heist film at first. You find these criminals are kidnapping this little girl. That's their mission, is kidnap this little girl, this billionaire. And so they seek to the mansion, they steal this little girl, and in the trailer you see her trapped in this room, and she's like, please let me go, please let me go. She's a ballerina.
Oh, wait, and then she's like a
She's a vampire.
She's a vampire. I was going to say, the trailer gave a lot away from what I remember.
Well, yeah, it does not.
Oh.
That
Well,
is
now
why
I really wanna
it's
see it.
one of my favorite movies now, because I was thinking the same thing, because we've all made the same comments. Oh my god, movie trailers give everything away, and
Yeah.
but the premise was still cool enough for me to see what happens afterwards. But oh no, oh no, that is only half of the story with this movie. And you know me and my ADHD, and I can't focus on things.
Yeah.
I was glued. I went to the bathroom real quick, and I'd already missed someone die. And I think it's only 2 hours, maybe slightly shorter.
Yeah.
So the pacing's really good. It's a perfect blend of horror, gore, comedy, mystery, and suspense.
I'm down. I definitely like it when a trailer throws you off intentionally as well.
Oh, I was totally thrown off.
Yeah,
I was all, okay.
That's
I'm like,
good
I was like,
marketing.
but it's the great thing is that it does take a minute to get to the vampire reveal,
Mhm.
but they use that time wisely. You actually get to learn the criminals and their backgrounds and their personalities in a very smart way.
Mm.
And then it's
It just takes
there are
off
twists
from
and there are about 4 twists that
Okay.
happen, and I was like, I want to see this 5 more times.
Yeah. Well, this we will not spoil for listeners that
We will not.
just came out. Plus, now I really want to see it. Yeah, I love that. I love when something is just unexpected enough that it surprises me
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's different. And yeah, I'm trying to think of the last time that happened in a way that wasn't bad. Because usually it's
Right.
when it goes downhill.
Exactly.
I'm like,
It's like, oh god,
this is a
really?
surprise, but not a good one.
Not at all.
Oh. Okay, I don't know how to segue in from vampires to Doctor Doom, but this is one of my last 2 topics. The Fantastic Four movie is bound and determined to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, some people love those original Fantastic Four movies.
They do.
They really do. Bless. I'll pray for them. They are apparently going to have Doctor Doom in this movie, which you should if you're going to do a
Yes,
Fantastic Four
exactly.
movie. That's, again, going to be the most interesting thing for me. And, of course, already there's a lot of speculation and fan casting and all of the sites on social media, too. Another thing I'm tired of, aside from the evil trolls and the barbs and the nerds gone wild,
Mhm.
are these news sites. They're not news sites. They just make wild fucking speculations about things and say confirmed or breaking news, and they're completely wrong all the time.
Exactly.
And it's total clickbait.
Yes.
And it's just ugh. We actually used to do something similar though at Entertainment Tonight.
I'm like, not in this show.
Not on this show. We just tell everyone we don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
Mhm.
No, but at Entertainment Tonight, we would do our own casting and then be like, well, Hollywood insiders are talking about, and so we would make a news item out of something
Exactly.
and throw around some names
And
that
it's
we
really
had thrown
a quick
around in a room
meeting.
because we needed something to, fill that time. So we didn't say we heard it from the studio. We'd always be like Hollywood insiders, but we were the Hollywood insiders.
Yes.
So it wasn't totally fake. But I thought it would be fun for us to fan cast Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
Fantastic Four movie, since seeing as Pedro Pascal has the job of Reed Richards, which could make that character actually fun and interesting.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that at all.
Who do you think you'd cast as Doctor Doom?
You know what? Honestly, and it's gonna sound weird, but when you posed this question to me the other day,
Mhm.
the first person that came to mind was Benjamin Bratt, and then Jeff Goldblum, and I don't know why.
Ooh, I like those.
Right?
Yes.
I think they'd be cool ass Doctor Dooms, especially Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, he might be a little older than they're willing to cast.
Yes, exactly, because he's
But-
71. But I mean,
Yeah, but CGI does a lot of wonders. He has been cast in other Marvel stuff, but that's kind of fun, definitely. For
Yeah.
sure. I could see him at least doing something different with the
Yes.
character, for sure. I feel I have three.
Ooh.
I feel like one, why not appeal to all of the fans of the original couple movies, even though I'm laughing because those movies were so bad.
Oh God.
They were
What?
so bad.
Oh,
They were
the
just
first
so
ones?
bad.
Yes.
They were not good. Popcorn fare, yeah, I'll
They
give
were
you that.
entertaining enough for what they were.
Entertaining. You get to see Chris Evans in yet another superhero role. I like Jessica Alba. I don't care what anybody
Me
says.
too. I have no problem with her.
She did the best with what she had to work with, and but they're just not
Yes.
great movies.
No.
And because especially, yeah, there's just too much going on. There's just way too much going on. You never get to know them. I think is the
No.
main problem. But people still fucking love those movies.
Yeah.
So just bring back Julian McMahon. Give him the role.
There you go.
That also kind of links it in a way to maybe the multiverse thing, and
Mhm.
maybe those movies could actually exist in a different universe, and then you really appease all the nerds.
Yep.
See, we're trying to make you fuckers happy. Or,
Ooh.
I don't know if you know who this is, but his name is Gabriel Mott.
Nope. Give me a picture.
He's Harvey on Suits.
Yep. Give me a picture.
Okay.
Oh yeah, him. Oh, that'd be a good one.
Yes.
Yes.
Or my third one being the wackiest, but what if, because he's the right age, and I actually think he has matured in a way that would fit the role, Jim Parsons from Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
Right?
Sorry, that was me pausing and literally my head was going in 8,000 directions. Yes, I can totally see that.
Because you knew he could play someone smart.
Yeah. That'd be
and
cool,
It could be yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Right? That would piss the nerds off, though. That's why I would like
Oh,
that
yes,
one the most.
totally.
That's why that's my favorite suggestion.
Oh, yes. Ooh. Oh my God, did you hear about, speaking of casting, that it is rumored that Keke Palmer is being considered for a Marvel role?
Really?
Which, I've said this before, I hate when fucking actors petition to be a fucking character in something and drive me fucking crazy. But she did this, she's dressed as Rogue before,
Mm-hmm.
and she has that twang. That'd be a really good fit with that personality,
It would be.
right?
It would also definitely piss off all the nerds.
Which I'm
and I
totally
love
down for.
that. Yes.
Twitter went crazy with it, because, all of her little catchphrases.
Yeah.
It's like,
That'd be
baby, this is
great.
Rogue. I added my own little one. It's like, but the gag is, that's all your powers. And someone put, like, when the Avengers show up, like, in the X-Men movie, someone said, and who the hell are they? I would fucking love that.
Mhm.
Right? I think she would work brilliantly in that role.
She actually would, because
Yes.
for all of her buoyant personality and all that stuff, she is a legit actress who
Yes.
can really bring some emotional range to that character as well.
Yes.
Oh, I really like that.
Right? Perfect fucking casting.
Marvel, get us in on the game.
Thank you.
We have great casting suggestions for you.
Exactly. Oh my God.
I have one last thing,
So do I.
and this is like totally unrelated to any whatever, but
So is mine. Speaking of Rogue, we're going Rogue right now.
This woman posted a nearly 5-minute diatribe on social media, which, let me pause there. They need to put time limits back on videos. Second of all, if I want to watch a whole ass TV show, I will turn on Netflix and do it from there. She went on this whole ass diatribe about whether or not she should give the bride and groom
I know exactly what you're talking about.
their wedding gift after she was not served a meal at their wedding.
Mm-hmm.
I'll save you 4 minutes and cut it short. She was invited. She never said this in the video that I'm aware of, but someone in the comments said it was her own brother's wedding.
That was the plot twist I was going to give you. Oh, there's more though.
And the sister was the wedding planner?
Yes!
That's what I've heard, but I didn't see her say that in the video. Granted,
she did.
I
She
did have to
did
skip over part
like
of it.
someone, either her or someone did an update. And yes, it's on video.
So they had asked her, as you do, what your meal choice is, and I'll pause there. If you know your own sibling is vegan and their child is also vegan, wouldn't you just have a vegan option on
Yeah.
your fucking wedding menu? So anyway, obviously she opted, because you know when someone's a vegan, because trust me, they have
They will
already
let you
told
know from the second they step foot in the door.
So
It's like, hi, my name is Richie. Hi, I'm a vegan. By the way, my name is Amy.
yes. So they already had to know that. So obviously she chose the vegan choice. Blah, 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 all the stuff. They didn't really accommodate her. She was supposed to go pick up her own Chinese food, which also, like, Chinese food? What is that?
Right.
Known for being vegan.
Exactly.
What
At all.
Okay, she wanted some, she wanted some, like, vegetable fried rice, or she wanted some, I don't know, noodles. I don't know. But then capped it off with saying she wasn't sure if she should give them their wedding gift.
That's just petty.
Okay, number one, have the decency to elope.
Very true.
In our modern times, a lavish wedding, unlike the Met Gala,
Exactly.
is not funding anyone's art.
Nope.
I can remember clear as day. I think I was 12 or 13. Or was I younger? Okay, maybe it's not that clear. But the point is, I was given the privilege and responsibility of being in my uncle's wedding, which meant having to go for the tuxedo fitting, and my parents having to fork over the money for the tuxedo, and doing this, and going to the rehearsal dinner, and doing this, and we had who's going to be in this line, who's taking this car, and who's all this pomp and circumstance. I remember then as a child being like, this is bullshit.
Right.
It's so dumb.
It's ridiculous.
It's so ridiculous. Back to our story. Why would you not give a gift?
Right? Cheap.
Because, right, but I mean, to pose the question now seems like you didn't give the gift. Are you going to take it back?
Right?
You obviously were there. This is a story that you are telling in past tense. So you either had the choice to give the gift or not. Which one was it? Also, giving a gift is not a reciprocal thing ever in any situation. I mean, even if you buy someone a Christmas gift, like, they're not obligated to give you a gift in return. That is out of the kindness of your own heart. And yes, weddings have a lot of formality to them, which is also why I think they're bullshit. Even if you get invited, even if you say no, you're still supposed to send a gift. That's in fact what a lot of the wedding party is for, is to get gifts and money to help the couple on their new journey together. I don't really know what again, I feel like this is one of those posts like you were mentioning earlier about the non-matching brands. I think she thought this was going to take off in her favor.
Oh, 100%.
And people were going to be like gassing her up and telling her how she was on the ride, and she was... Instead, people had the same reaction that any reasonable person would have.
You're weird and ungrateful.
What?
Like, I just would never. I'm sorry.
Here's what I think, actually, in her situation. Take it back. Take the gift back. Because you didn't mean that
Nope.
gift anyway. It wasn't coming from a genuine place.
Exactly.
I wouldn't want it, let's say it was like a vase or something like that. I wouldn't want to be staring at that vase in my home every day knowing it was filled with your resentment.
Yes.
Take it back. Take it back. Also, if you invite me to your wedding and I haven't seen you or heard from you in like 6 months, not only am I not going, I'm not responding.
No. Ugh. Just a fucking
What
mess.
a weird, archaic world that we live in. Do you know that the whole concept of wedding gifts goes all the way back to a dowry? When
What?
the bride's family... Oh, yeah.
I know what that is, but what the
Mhm.
hell?
Yes. Because they would often include like money, clothing,
Yeah.
bedding, decorations, blah, blah, blah. Like, and also it was a whole thing about social rank and status.
Jesus.
And it sort of also served, at least in some cultures, as sort of a gift. Like, not only was it a gift, but it also was sort of a bribe, so that the husband and his family would treat the bride well. Yeah.
That is nuts to me. What the fuck?
So just bizarre traditions. It's still gone to this day. And look, I can see supporting someone when they're starting their new life, what have you.
100%.
But interesting where it all stems from.
That's creepy.
The patriarchy.
I don't like it. Well, my last note is a lot more positive.
Thank
If you
God.
haven't seen it,
Don't get married.
right? That part, I've been saying that for years. I'm the divorcee in the group. No, I don't know how I missed this. TLC has a documentary on Netflix.
What?
Just came out recently, like in the last, I think, week or two. It's called TLC Forever.
Oh.
And it is one of the most fun documentaries I've ever seen. It's them and their new manager that they've had since the 90s, since they spoke up about their bankruptcy and how the label's treating them like shit and yada, yada, yada. And they're in a movie theater watching old clips of them and talking about their experiences.
Oh.
But also, it's T-Boz and Chili, and they're going around to like old places that they've been. They went to like Chili's first place of work before she was in the group. And they're looking around. They like get access to go inside of it. It's now been closed down, so it's abandoned. They're just driving around Atlanta, and they're finding the place when they first heard themselves on the radio.
Oh,
And they're like, "Oh my God, do you remember?" They're like, "Yeah." They're like, "It's got to be over this." So like, it's right here. I remember this building. It's right here because we pulled over and we all got out of the car and we were all dancing in the parking lot randomly. It was just so fun going through the journey and going through what they went through. How
I was definitely like super in love with them. I remember, I'm a little country mouse, so when we finally got cable, I was glued to MTV all the fucking time. And when they came out, like, they were so different and so wild, just like funny and crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, like, literally crazy.
Yes.
Because they like burn people's houses down and shit. But I was just immediately taken with them and like how fun they were. And then, of course, you know, through the years, everything that happened, then losing Lisa and even how that went down.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was like on camera, basically.
Yeah, because she was documenting her trip, her spiritual journey.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. But
we have been through it with them.
Oh, yes, absolutely. But it was so fun. It's an hour and 15 minutes, an hour and 20 minutes.
That's
it's
like
on Netflix right now.
Yeah.
Yes. But it was just, I was almost crying within the first 20 seconds.
Aww.
I mean, literally the first 20 seconds.
I want to watch it now.
But it was just so fun, and they just, like, a lot of the story, like, we do already know, but they touched on some things that we didn't really know.
Yeah.
Like, they were saying how, you know, they were really kind of their first girl group to, you know, talk about sex. They were banned from talk shows because they wore condoms over their eyes and whatnot, how they came with their names, how Chili was actually the last person to join. They had a girl named Crystal that was there, and they were like, well, you know, me and Lisa, we were like, we were in it, we were driven. And then Crystal was kind of wasn't, so we ended up kicking her out of the group. And then we were looking for someone, and then L.A. Reid, I guess Chili just auditioned for him. And she just kind of fit, but it was funny because at first she and Lisa really clicked, because she was like, I walked in the room, and like Lisa like gave me a big hug. She's really bubbly. She's like, and Tion, T-Boz, like she was just kind of, you know, she wasn't that friendly. Like she wasn't mean.
She's kind of the buttercup of the group, though.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, she really is. She really is. And she was like, she's like, this girl don't like me, but I'm gonna give her a hug anyway. She's like, and I just kept giving her hugs until finally she gave me a hug back. And she was like, I was like, man, this girl's cute and all, but she's like way too much energy for me. Like, but she can sing or whatever. And they have their own little personalities in their infamous Rolling Stone shoot where they were just wearing firemen overalls, just covering their boobs. And Chili was like, that was my mistake because we had like cop uniforms, fireman uniforms, and something else. And she's like, I don't know what happened, but like the other two were getting their makeup done or whatever. And they're talking in a theater, like with their manager to this day next to them. And she's like, yeah. And I was like, no, let's do the fireman thing. And we got so much flack for that shit. She's like, it's all my fault. She's like, and now think about it, like, no, they used me because they knew that I was like the nice one. And I just took the bait. I was all, yeah, this is gonna look great.
Yeah.
She's like, and it did, but at the time, that's not how women were seen. I did not know that the Creep video was the second version of the video. They'd already filmed a different video and they didn't like it.
Huh.
And then they came out with the one that ended up happening after they got rid of their prior management. They found this really kind of nerdy, basic white man who would work with a bunch of different artists that were not like them. And T-Boz said, I remember saying, are you sure you want to work with us? Because we're going to drive you crazy. And she's like, and I meant every word of it. And he was like, I've never seen anyone like that. They're the perfect. He's like, I'll never forget that L.A. Reid said, you know, it's the only time you're going to get a hip-hop R&B group that is going to, they're rock stars.
Yeah.
They're rowdy. Are you prepared for that? And he was like, I love them. They're different and I want to work with them. And he's been with them to this day, thick and thin. They go through why they made their last album. And then they said that they just, you know, Chili was doing her own thing on reality and all this stuff. She talked about her abortion.
Jeez.
Yes, when they were first starting the group. And she was like, what do I do? With their producer, Dallas Austin. And her current son is there. Yeah. And it was just a really fun time. And it was a great ending. And I'm not even ruining anything because it's fun to watch.
Yeah.
They were like, yeah, we were like, no one's, you know, we're aware that, you know, no matter how, like, once you stop having #1 records, like, no matter who you are, people consider you like a has-been. And that's it. And they said that they did one show a few years ago. And it's their first time ever performing in 10 years. And T-Boz was having a sickle cell situation. She had just recovered from a brain tumor that she had. Oh, yes.
Jesus.
You see them in rehearsals, and she has her doctor there, and he's like, you're moving too much. She's like, I can't, like, this. He's like, no, this needs to stay straight. You have a torn meniscus, and you're going to fuck it up, along with your other, you know, health problems. Like, you know, you can't move like this. And they killed it, and she's like, and T-Boz is like, and then it's funny, all the promoters are like, yes, we have this festival. She's like, oh, so now you want to, you know, fuck with us all of a sudden. And it ends with them being like, getting informed that they're wanted at Glastonbury. Huge gay festival. They said, I think 65,000 people. And there's an extra 50,000 people trying to hop the fence and shit to see them. And killed it.
I mean, nostalgia is back.
Yes, it is.
All of that, I think, is a great time to, and I get it that from the fans' point of view too, because they are missing one.
Yes.
Right?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
hard to.
Oh my God! They showed their first
um,
performance back without Lisa.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking.
And
Like
they
as a
said
fan, you're.
they're like, we had to pack her not to look at the screen because during her
Mhm.
parts they'd have video of her,
Yeah,
and you see them. They're like, if we're gonna cry if we see her. So they were
yeah.
literally looking at each other, not looking to the left, not doing spins in choreography. They were just,
Yeah.
and they killed it.
Yeah, but I think it's time. Enough time has passed. We have healed, and I'm glad to see that they're popping back up. I love all those nostalgic
Yeah.
shit coming
And
back
it's
up.
fun. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't like a lot of the fucking reboots and TV shows and whatnot.
Hmm.
That gets annoying. But I like these types of specials because they can talk about these things before, for the most part.
Yeah.
And TLC was very vocal about a lot of things. But even then, they were still giving me things that I was like, I've never heard this before. I didn't know this was going on.
There's a great series on Netflix as well that is called The Movies That Made Us. There's a whole,
Yes.
they do a whole bunch of them. There's like the toys
That Made Us, the TV shows that
and
made
the
us,
TV
movies,
shows.
yeah.
There's a whole bunch of them. A friend of mine actually is working on them,
Mhm.
and they did one I think on all of the Star Wars stuff,
Yeah.
and all the like. They're the great, and there's so much behind the scenes.
Yes,
crap
that people
you
just didn't talk about before, and because they
knew.
couldn't.
Yeah.
It was very taboo to
Or-
reveal behind the scenes secrets.
Yes, or even, and maybe this is a story that's been told before, because I'm sure Sigourney Weaver has told it before, but I had never seen it, and I saw this when I was flipping through social media just a couple days ago, was Sigourney Weaver talking about the alien scene where, the chest breaker,
Yes.
where they had, of course, in the script said, like, the alien appears.
Oh, I know exactly what
Or
you're talking
literally
about.
it just said, like, oh, he's on the table, and
Yep.
the alien appears. Like, the script was not very descriptive
Nope.
in what was about to happen, and they had these blood packs that were set to go off and all this stuff, and the actors moved in as they moved in, so they had no idea. One of them really got hit straight up in the face with one of these blood packs and literally fell back from shock
Yep.
because they had no idea what
was gonna
going
happen.
on. And this little, yes, of course it was, like a little puppet, but everything that you see is how it appeared in the film because they didn't
In
have
real time.
CGI.
No.
So it had to happen.
And those reactions were
realistically.
genuine.
I didn't know any of that.
Yes.
First take, their real
Uh-huh.
reactions. No one had any fucking clue what was happening.
Crazy.
I didn't know any of that.
Crazy.
I love that. I love that
Yes.
stuff.
So great.
Yeah.
Literally quick watch, fun watch. All kinds of emotional. It's an emotional roller coaster. And just,
Oh,
it's
I'm
fun to
sure.
see
Yeah.
them talking about things. And yeah, it's like, it's them doing their thing, just rolling around, reminiscing about things, but also just a lot of them rewatching things in real
Mhm.
time that they don't even remember because,
Oh,
you're
God.
that fucking busy. They're still
Yeah.
the biggest selling girl group in the world, which is nuts.
I wish I had done a better job of archiving my life in some ways. I know
Uh-huh.
we have our photos and I have
Yeah.
my Google photos and shit, but what happens if Google ever goes down?
Exactly.
I'm not going to print out, 20 gigabytes of,
Uh-huh.
trilobytes at this point of
Yeah.
data. But you know what I did find the other day, and I stopped doing it for a while, and I just started a new one, and I'm not a card person. I'm sorry, I will not get you a card. I'll get you a gift or I'll
Yes.
whatever. But I don't know. I'm not the kind of person that I'm not good with cards.
I'm an experienced person.
But I love cards and I love getting cards, and people
Mhm.
always send me funny stuff
Yeah.
or whatever. And for the longest time, I collected them and just kept them in a box. Literally, I just wrote cards or whatever. But that box got full, and then that box was in
Yeah.
the closet, and then there were just several years where I was keeping things around from birthdays, holidays, because my family's very old school. My family all sends cards. And I never do, and I always feel like shit. But the point is, I kept them all.
Yes.
And then for years, I was like, no, I'm just going to get rid of them because I just can't do it. And I just found this box of cards yesterday. It's like filled to the brim. And I had a new shoebox that's empty. And I had kept all my birthday cards from this year.
Oh.
So I started a new box this year.
Why don't you scrapbook them?
I should. Yeah, I definitely should. I just feel like I wish I had like archived my life a little bit better,
Oh yeah, I wish we had
so
money
many
enough.
pictures I wish I had.
I wish I had fucking a
videos.
video camera when I was growing up,
Oh,
because I could get my
God.
performances and me dancing and
Yes.
stuff and me doing gymnastics. It's like, oh,
I wish I had all that stuff too.
I envy those people that
Yeah.
like I envy now with just a click of a smartphone. You can record whatever. Like, I wish I had that growing up.
We had to have someone bust out a VHS
Yes.
camcorder.
And my family at the time was way too poor for one of those. So
Yeah.
I just have my memories of.
We had one, but I don't even know where those tapes are or if
I don't
they're
even have
playable.
baby pictures anymore because we had a storage unit that went on, like, caught a
Yeah.
flame. So I just don't have memories anymore.
Mm-mm.
Which is actually probably why I am I am now. Like, I don't do pictures and
Yeah.
I don't care about things. Huh.
But see, you
I just
should
had a
start,
therapeutic moment breakthrough
Yes.
on air right now, actually.
and I think you should start archiving more. of
Because
your
that was actually
experiences.
really, really kind of traumatizing for me. Because
Yeah.
my yearbooks are
You
gone.
just lost all that stuff.
My trophies, diplomas, everything gone.
Yeah.
See, you got input. You want a personal? It got personal out of nowhere. Didn't even think about that and my own behavior
Yeah.
and not caring about documenting things.
Mhm.
And yeah, wow,
Something to think about.
yeah,
Something to think about because you might want some stuff to look back on.
definitely.
Scrapbooking or journaling. I know a lot of people will journal. I have some really old journals. Like I have a really old dream journal that's maybe only a third of the way full because I stopped documenting my dreams, but I still have it. But yeah, I just wish there was a lot of stuff that I had documented more, like
Yeah.
photos or like, all my cosplays. I do have some photos on stuff.
Yeah.
It's like there was a while there where like I have one little 8-second video of when I was doing the cosplay pinup thing, and I'm like on a banner at a convention, and it's like at a booth, and it's like my picture, and then it's like cosplay pinups. God, I wish I had more of that stuff, So, yeah, I'm gonna try a little bit better to archive it. All right, everybody, thanks for listening. Be sure to check out our sponsors and our show notes and save some money by using our coupon codes. Until next time,
Goodbye.
bye.